Hello YouTube friends, this is Max. In today's vlog, we're going to take a look at two automatic Honda motorcycles at Al Lamb's Honda. This is where I purchased my 2012 Honda Goldwing New, and I've come back to try out a couple of other automatic motorcycles on my day off today on a beautiful Friday, November 20th. It's gorgeous weather outside, so I thought why not try a couple of interesting motorcycles by Honda, two dual clutch automatics. This first bike that we're going to take a look at here is the NM4, and NM4 stands for New Motorcycle. It's styled along the Japan animation or Japanimation lines, and that's really the cult anime manga bodywork, and somewhat challenging to a traditional motorcycle enthusiast. But it's not the styling so much that sets this motorcycle apart. It's really the low seat height, the semi-recumbent feet-first rider posture, the really comfortable adjustable backrest built into the bike, and that futuristic dashboard that goes along with that really out there front fascia of the motorcycle in the front end that Honda describes as the cockpit of a fighter pilot. It comes standard with Honda's dual clutch transmission, as well as the combined brake system that includes a dual channel ABS. I imagine this bike will do really well in Japan and Asian countries. Coming to a stop on this motorcycle is very satisfying because there's no clutch that you have to manage or any gears that you have to change. It just smoothly comes to a stop on its own, and it's impossible to make this bike stall. This NM4 really takes all the work out of shifting, the clutch, the friction zone. All those things are things of the past. And I think this is where motorcycling is going in terms of futuristic and making it accessible more to new riders or perhaps female riders who may not be interested in the exciting aspects of shifting and clutch and all those things that make a traditional motorcycle what it is. And this also makes it more accessible and easier to get into motorcycling and makes it more achievable for the masses. The bike's a real head turner. The acceleration is great. The aesthetics are very love it or hate it. It's shockingly quiet, and the seating is kind of cramped, unfortunately, for a big guy like me, and it kind of feels like sitting on a scooter in a comfortable way, but it has small wheels and a stiff suspension, and look, even a Harley guy waved back. So it was still kind of weird not having anything to do for your left hand. So let's take a look at the next motorcycle in our lineup here, and this is the CTX700. It's mechanically identical. It's got a different aesthetic, a different look and feel. Now, I didn't get a chance to try the highway in either one of these motorcycles, but essentially both bikes are mechanically supposed to be identical, getting anywhere from 60 to 80 miles per gallon. And the NM4 has some stock built-in hard storage for an office commuter or a laptop bag if you're a student. And both bikes have the manual shift feature with your left thumb. You can have a paddle shift mode, Formula 1 style. There's a drive mode and a sport mode on both of these bikes. Having tried both bikes, I think the NM4 would be more comfortable for a really skinny person or a lady or someone of a smaller stature. This CTX700 that we're looking at is much more comfortable to sit on, less cramped feeling, definitely better for a bigger guy. And you can also always add that backrest, but for short distances I don't feel like you really need it. It's insanely quiet. You'd think this was an electric bike, but this would really likely be more comfortable for all-day riding than an NM4 from my perspective. It's a 670cc liquid-cooled parallel twin, plenty of power to move around in traffic and get out of a jam if necessary. Dual disc brakes, strong braking, but nothing too impressive. I like the mirror positions on this bike better than the NM4. It felt more natural. Let's see what the engine sounds like when you rev it. The automatic transmission on both of these motorcycles is buttery smooth, and the braking is very satisfying. There are no floorboards on the CTX, unlike the NM4. The instrument cluster on this bike is more like the Valkyrie, which is the 6-cylinder more sporty version of the Honda Goldwing. It's simple, easy to read speedometer, less fussy than the NM4, and it's just a very pleasant bike, super easy to hop on and take it for a spin down to the local convenience store. With both of these bikes, I was really surprised by the acceleration, the braking, just the refined, super smooth nature of these bikes, especially at this super low price point of just $11,000 for the NM4 and just $7,000 and change for the CTX700. The suspension, however, was stiff and firm, not in a nice sporty way, but more in a cheap, inexpensive bike kind of way. And I thought the handling was appropriate for a small, light bike in this weight class. And it would have been nice to have the pegs spaced out further forward and have the, I'd want to customize the motorcycle to be more ergonomically friendly for a larger guy. If you want to get into automatic motorcycling and enjoy all the conveniences and the benefits and the high gas mileage and the sporty aspect of the bike like this, but you don't want to expose to the world that you're riding an automatic, and if that's really a concern for you, then you would do fine with this bike and say bike night, because it'd be your secret that it's an automatic, because there's really nothing to give that away unless you actually look close and notice that there's no clutch lever. So that's all the time we have for a test drive, so let's get to some overall thoughts and summary conclusions. As the overall winner for me, it's definitely the CTX700, even if the price was exactly the same, but the CTX is $3,000 cheaper, which makes it extremely compelling. I don't see how the NM4 is worth that much more. The looks are easier to swallow, automatic transmission, and just add hardbacks to finish off the bike. On my drive back home, I saw this U-Haul driver weaving way back and forth. Having a GoPro is great because you can capture all the footage if you need it later for insurance. Hopefully you enjoyed this video if you're considering one of these bikes. Please leave your comments and feedback and subscribe.